everybody. Keith Hemi his very special day here in Norfolk, Virginia. I am here with the former head volleyball coach at Morgan State, and in a matter of minutes, MEAC Hall of Famer Ramona Riley-Bozier. Coach Bozier, before we talk, I wanted to thank you at first because years ago when I was being involved, you and your team were the only ones to give me a get well card, and that meant so much.
Oh, wow.
Meant the world to me. And I want to thank you, let the world know that I want to thank you for being that person, great person, and doing something like that.
Thank
you. Didn't have to do it.
It's
totally appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you and your time and everything you give to Morgan State period. And so I appreciate you and was so concerned, so worried, and just so glad that you were able to recover from it and get back to doing the things that you love.
Which is this right now, Coach. Congratulations you're about to be inducted to the MEAC Hall of Fame. But under 150 right now, that's in.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Very few. But that's what the Hall of Fame is. The very best, and you are among them, Coach.
Wow. Well, thank you. I so appreciate those words.
Volleyball and softball, I've been able to follow you.
Yeah.
And it leads here. Coach, what did it mean to you, first of all, when you found out that you were going to be inducted?
Yeah, I got the call from Wise Sutton from the conference office, and Wyatt and I, on occasion, we made chit-chat here and there, so I just thought he was calling to say hello and see what's going on, and that's how the conversation started. And then he was like, well, Coach, congratulations. And I'm like, for? And he said, well, you're going into the Hall of Fame. And I was just like, wow, okay. And I didn't really have a whole lot of words for him at the time because I was just trying to process that information. And so I immediately called my husband, Jeff, and I called my mom and my dad, and I think they probably felt more of that excitement because that's the energy that they gave back to me. So, yeah, it was a very nice call to receive.
Coach, you couldn't do this in your career alone. You got so many that has played for you, that has coached with you, that I know you say, or probably say the speech contributed to the success of. Just talk about how important those folks were to you in your life ultimately.
Yeah, and you're right. When they talk about it takes a village to raise a child, that's how I feel. It took a village to help raise me, and always allowed myself to learn from whoever was working with me, whoever took their time out, such as the trainers, sports information. I so appreciate Lamont Germany and Kevin Page for them just having respect for the sport of volleyball and helping put us on the map. And, sometimes female sports don't always get that love, but they always show that to me. And our trainers that we've had in the past, our strength and conditioning coach, I have to say Tommy King, I feel like was one of the best strength coaches that the volleyball program has ever had. My coaches, oh my God, there's so many. Ashley Preston, who's the head coach at University of New Orleans, she probably doesn't know the impact that she's had on me. First, she played for me, and then she became one of my coaches, and I learned so much from her, and she probably doesn't even know that. My assistant coaches, Monica, Natalie, just recently Sandy, and I don't want to get into a roll call because then I'm going to forget someone, and I don't mean to. I also want to say my managers, my student managers, like, they are everything, and I have such great relationships with those young ladies now to this very day. it just, the person who also put me in this position, like Leonard Braxton, gave me this opportunity when I didn't even want this particular job, and it came to me, and after saying no, I don't want to do it, and 34 years later was the head coach. So, and my family, my husband, for giving up his time and learning to live and be married to a woman who is constantly on the go or on calls or this and that, and where I'm giving up so much of my time to someone else's children, as well as my kids, and sharing me with others, so I can go on, and of course to you, Keith, because you're always there, wanting a story, wanting to hear and talk, and just how you doing. So I'm just so very humble and so grateful and so appreciative for all those who have touched my life, and as well as my athletes that have trusted in me and to play for me.
And you've led various teams to the NCAA tournament. Let's talk about having very few teams advance to the tournament and do as much damage as you've had with your teams. Just talk about how that affected the program and how made the program that it is.
Yeah. Well, getting that opportunity to be the first HBCU to go to the first round of NCAA for Division I volleyball, the impact on that had on our lives and for those student athletes, it was amazing. Traveling to Grambling, to have to play them and knowing that one of us is going to have to stay home and not have that opportunity. And so it was great. My athletes buckled up and said, let's go. This is exciting. And we got there. We were able to dominate. And then, we made history that year. And that was phenomenal. And it's one of those things that you just can't take away. That will always be written in the Morgan State University's list of things in terms of history being made with Morgan State. So I'm so very proud of us being able to have that honor.
Coach, now not only done this UB ball, now you're doing some broadcasting like that. Just talk about involvement into broadcasting and contributing that.
Gee, yeah. One of the things about me is that I've always wanted to go and learn and do something different. Even though I'm hired as the head volleyball coach and at one point the head softball coach, I just always been that person that I want to know all I can know. I love sports. I have an undergrad degree in sociology, a master in sociology, and one of the things we like doing is studying groups of people and how they function and how they move and why they do the things they do. And so when I'm sitting there watching games, I'm always not necessarily watching for enjoyment. I'm just watching what's the interaction with the coaches and the athletes and the coaches and the referees and the stands. So I just start talking in Lamont, Germany, and I'm like, Lamont, what happened? Why did that, this and that? Do you think blah, blah, blah? And we just got to talking, and he's like, Coach, you want to come on the radio? Because he had interviewed me multiple times, and I said, okay. And then that probably was about maybe 6 years ago when I kind of got started with him. And Karen from the conference office knew I was doing things like this and, suggested my name to work the ESPN Plus games for this MEAC championship. I didn't know what I was agreeing to. I just said I'm going to be ready to the best of my ability and be ready to go. So this is like such an amazing opportunity, and I'm really hoping that there will be more games to come. Had an opportunity to do the live stream for volleyball when it was held at Delaware State in the 2022 championship. So the goal is to not just do the live stream to lead up. The goal is to be on ESPN and covering the game on championship day.
Coach, you didn't know this too much, but I had originally come to Morgan because when I went to Cottonwood, going through that long, horrible losing streak, and I wanted to come to the other side of the ball and see what winning's like.
Oh, wow.
And that was my first introduction to you in Morgan State volleyball, and that eventually led me to want to coach.
Well, we were happy to have you. I do want to say though, I'm so very proud of the MEAC volleyball programs and how we have evolved and how we not just able to compete within our conference, but we can compete against anyone who's in that top 10. You know, even if we don't come out victorious with a win, we are competing. We are forcing coaches to take timeouts, and just watching the evolution of so many programs like such as Coppin State, you know, and where they have been and now where they are today, and Delaware State, you know, I can sit here and go on and on and on. So it's really nice to see. And even though these are the people who I was competing against, I'm always still very proud of the MEAC and where volleyball has gotten to today.
Coach, thank you for spending time talking with me about this prestigious honor, and congratulations, Coach. Enjoy the experience.
Well, thank you so much.